Hi folks, how you doing? So yeah, it's been an interesting July. July was going really well, as you can see from the footage. Everything was looking good, the allotment was looking great, there was loads of stuff growing nicely. Everything was looking set for a really good growing season, to be perfectly honest. And then an absolute disaster happened. Basically, cutting a long story very short, I tore my shoulder muscles in the bath of all places, and my right arm, it's still sore now, but my right arm basically locked up and I couldn't do anything, and I was told I had to rest it for 4 weeks, and then a week into that, I woke up in the middle of the night in excruciating pain. My stomach was buckled over. I've never felt pain like it, to be perfectly honest, and it turns out that my appendix was about to burst. I went to see the doctor at the hospital. They assessed me and they basically said, you've got to have an operation, and they bundled me into the back of an ambulance and they whisked me to the next town over in Shrewsbury, and I had an operation the following morning, because I've actually got a weird condition. I'm actually allergic to general anaesthetic. It's called malignant hypothermia. Any of you that have watched ER or Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that have probably seen storylines with it. Yeah, so malignant hypothermia is where if you have a general anaesthetic that's not a particular one, your body can basically shut down and you die. So yeah, I have this malignant hypothermia. So when or if ever I have a general anaesthetic, I've got to have a particular one, and all the surgeons and everything have got to know about it, and the anaesthetists. And you can see how serious it was, because when I had my operation, I had 3 anaesthetists. I had like the head anaesthetist, like the head surgeon. I basically had the best treatment you could possibly get, because I had like the top dogs in the room. But yeah, so it was quite a scary thing, not from the appendix point of view, because obviously appendix is really simple operation to have. Although with mine, turns out that they couldn't get it out keyhole surgery, so they basically had to cut my belly button and to get it out, which obviously means the recovery is a bit longer. So I'm struggling to bend and lift and do things like that, and I really and truthfully, I'm supposed to not do much. Well, I was supposed to have bed rest for a week, and then they said take it easy for 4 to 6 weeks. I had bed rest for a week, but then I got bored, so I started pottering around, but I can't do much. If you watch the videos that will follow from this in the next couple of weeks, I'll show you. But cutting a long story short, again, I basically had to completely abandon the allotments for about 3 weeks. My other half, she went down and fed the chickens and watered things, but she's not a gardener. She has no idea what a weed is or what a plant is, and she said to me, I don't know what to do. She says, and I couldn't go down and help. So we literally just had to feed the chickens, keep them happy and healthy and safe. They were seen regular as always. She was going down and looking after them, but all the plants were basically watered and left to it, and nothing was pruned, nothing was cut back. There was no Chelsea chop. There was just nothing. So the allotment has gone completely wild. It's gone nuts basically. Look, I haven't even had my hair cut. I'm a right state, look like Wurzel Gummidge. So all in all, it's been a really crap July. So I went down there the other day and I took some footage, and I'll show you. There's a before, and the footage before is basically the footage that I shot the start of July, when everything was going really well, and I think it's about 4 or 5 days after I shot the footage, if you look where I was stung by a nettle in the face, that's when I tore my shoulder. And then after I did that, a week after that is when my appendix almost went pop. So yeah, it's been a tricky one. It's been an awkward one. We're getting there slowly, and the kids have been helping out now and stuff. And now I can actually get up and go down there. I can point at things and say that's a weed, take it out, and that's not. But as you see from the footage, there's so much gone wrong. There's a few good things. The acon's doing really well. The Jerusalem artichokes are doing really well. Raspberries are still bombing away, so hopefully I'll have a crop later in the autumn. Strawberries are doing okay, surprisingly, but I've got so many runners that I need to now pot on. Tomatoes have gone wild, but they're alive, and I've got green tomatoes, so that's a bonus. Chilies are doing well. Potatoes are knackered. It looks like the wet weather we had and then the warm weather has caused blight, so I've had to take all the tops off them. There is potatoes there, and there'll be a bit of food from them, but it's not going to be the big crop that I hope for. What else is there? Salad crops have gone to the dogs. Cucumbers, I'm hoping I can save the cucumbers, but they look like they've gone to the dogs. Onions have bolted. There's quite a few things that I was looking forward to that have just, the 3 weeks of not being cared for has killed them off basically. But what can you do? What can you do? These things are brought to test us, aren't they? And it's certainly been a test. And as for the other allotment, that again, because there's no livestock down there, because it's just plants, that was just completely left and abandoned for 3 weeks. And I went down there the other day, and that wasn't looking too bad actually, but I'm going to make another video about that, because I've got some decent footage and you can have a good look around it. But as you see from the footage, things are okay. They're not as bad as they could be, but they're not dreadful. But it's been an interesting few weeks really. Garlic's been harvested, which is quite nice, so I've got all my garlic for the next 12 months, which is really good. I haven't got to buy any of that. That's now drying nicely, and as I've said, other things, they are what they are, and there's not much I can do about it now. It's too late in the year to grow other things, so what I'm just going to have to do now is I'm going to plan for the autumn. So written off July, I'm going to have a relaxing August, sow a few seeds, things I can plant in September in the greenhouses, things like spring onions, lettuces again, and then obviously plan for the next 3 months. And basically, as for the growing season, it's salvage what I can and prepare for autumn. So anyway, enjoy the footage. Until next time, take care. Speak soon.